What's the question here? What you ask? Whoever posted this question needs to go back and ask the question.
Okay, next question.
Okay, next question.
Okay.
Can you talk about how females are low-key homophobes?
Oh, what?
What?
I don't.
Like, as in, like, we're afraid of lesbians and, like, gays?
No, I think just same-sex in general. I
I'm
feel like there are women.
Yeah, but that's everybody.
I didn't know this was a thing.
I did not.
It is a thing.
I'm sure it is.
Oh, there is. I've met men that are very homophobic. They're like, oh hell no. I'm like, oh okay.
No, but there's
that's
also
you.
okay. So
but there are females.
There are females.
Yeah,
Get this. There are females that if it's girl, they're okay with it. But if it's
guy,
yeah,
they're
but that's majority of society.
Yeah,
that's
sadly, sadly it is.
Right,
but
so
I think we should.
That's the majority of ignorant society.
I think that. Like, it's saying, the question was, what was the question?
What was the question?
Can you talk about how females are low-key homophobes?
What you want us to talk about? We talked about it.
It's very low-key. It's very low-key.
It's their personal opinion. It's their personal opinion.
I have not came across that, so
I've met women
What's
that
the question here? What you ask? Whoever posted this question needs to go back and ask the question.
Okay, next question.
Anyways, next question. Can you guys talk about the hierarchy and superiority complexes amongst different South Asians?
Oh, like castes and stuff?
If you light skin, dark skin,
yeah, like all that.
Light skin, dark skin.
Like like the caste level you are you
like
this, are you that?
South Asian subcontinent, there's also like classes.
There is, and I know people that are still like looking for people in the same caste and the same, and it's hard. I'll tell you,
same
generation.
You're ignorant. You guys are ignorant.
Hey.
No, you guys are ignorant. That's ignorance.
Well, he's passionate about what he's saying, so let it be.
What do you mean? If you're literally looking for somebody with the same last name and won't marry somebody or be with somebody because they don't fit that category, but everything else is right, you're ignorant.
Yeah, I mean, some people are just very hooked on their traditional.
Yeah, like
and I agree. Like
parents are raised in a way where they're not gonna change.
Right, but
because
that's
they
still
don't
ignorance.
Yeah,
that is like they didn't go out and try to understand for sure like what it is, but that's why as our generation we need to realize these things and make change.
I mean, Asians in general are more family oriented.
Yeah.
So
collective.
They'll sacrifice their individual happiness.
Yeah.
For the family.
Yeah.
This ain't just in Asian communities either.
It's not.
It's everywhere.
It could be anybody.
To the South Asians.
Just worldwide.
It's worldwide, but I think it's specifically talking about the skin tone.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Which is worldwide, or just the names thing we're talking about.
Yeah, the caste and stuff. Yeah.
The rich poor, which is
it comes down
everywhere.
to like money.
Yeah.
Classes.
Yeah, when like especially when people get married, what's the first thing they ask?
Classes
How much does he make, or how much does her family bring to the table? Like, you know, so that's sad. All right.
I think it should end. That's what I think. Hierarchy of any sort.
Yeah,
of superiority.
There shouldn't be. We're all the same. We're all gonna die.
But I bet you think it's necessary.
It is necessary.
Why is it necessary?
Everything is necessary.
I get what you're
necessary
saying
evil?
too.
You mean it's a necessary evil?
Necessary evil for us to come together and fight the oppressors, just rebel over something. Because we need that. If not, we'll stay stagnant.
Yeah, he's saying without rebellion, nothing changes, right?
We'll never come together unless it's a threat to whatever that we're fighting for.
Yeah.
And of course, we should always try
too.
to break that stigma, break those, and make stop being ignorant, like Sipu was saying. But it's not going anywhere, so you have to fight it around you, your family, your friends, your community.
Yeah.
And that's
crazy. I feel like that's true in a sense, but it's like
we're keeping it real, right?
Yeah, like why can't we come up with something? But that's not that. It wouldn't be pure. I don't know. I'm going off topic.
The next question is dating someone from a different background and how to tell your parents or family.
Yo, I'm dating somebody from a different background. What you mean?
No, beta, you cannot date someone from a
I can tell you, unless you don't do it, you're never gonna get anywhere. So you're gonna have to do it at some point. So you're gonna have to grow some.
What you scared of?
Strength, and you're just gonna have to say it.
Because there's conservative families that,
sure.
like.
So if you're weighing whether you're gonna lose your family or lose the person you love, is that the question you're asking?
That's probably the question, kind of.
Because if that's the question, then you have to weigh it.
You have to figure it out.
You might not be able to get both.
Yeah, I've had similar issues like that. My cousins have been so supportive, and guess what they told? They said,
"Deuces.
Do whatever you want to do. Like that's your decision. We cannot give input.
So wait,
think about your own decision when you make that."
So, in your circumstance or situation, let's say you were in this position,
Mm-hmm.
you had to think about one or the other. Who would you choose?
Honestly, whatever makes me happier.
No, but okay.
So he's saying if
your family makes you happy and your the person makes you happy.
So if the
So now
significant other makes him happier,
Who makes me happier? If
he'd
it's
go
my
for the
significant
significant
other,
other.
then yeah, my significant
He
other.
outweighs what's
If
more
it's my
happier.
family, then I'm going with my family.
Okay.
That's his
Just
measurement.
live for yourself.
That's his
At the end of the
measurement
day.
of how he'll figure
It's
it
your
out.
happiness. You're only gonna live your life.
Yeah,
Same.
I agree with Sipu. But I believe the person who's asking that question probably have their own personal
Issues,
issues
yeah,
inside,
yeah.
which we don't know.
Yeah.
There's
We don't know the deep level. I know
so
you
many
asked like
different ways,
like a
but
surface
honestly, you
question.
gotta ask yourself. The first thing is ask yourself, what do you really want?
Yeah, if it's worth it
Yeah.
or not.
And what-
You have
It's
to-
always worth it in the sense of like trying to break the
Barrier.
cycle. Yeah,
But-
like you said, earlier we were talking about like the caste system.
It's just gonna
the
be
class
hard
system.
for sure,
Yeah.
like
It's
emotionally.
just fighting the family, but I guess that's what the whole.
The problem is we're trying to make change in our generation. Probably you are too, and you probably feel like you just can't relate to them because we're all in this generation together, and our parents could be first generation here, we're second. So you're just like, I need to make this change. But I don't know what to do. They're people that raised me. They gave me a life. They gave me a roof over my head. You just have to outweigh what's worth it. Like, if you're a person who can do it.
I think the person who's asking the question, they know the answers.
Yeah, they probably do. You probably know the answer.
Let me tell you something. If you really feel strongly about one or the other,
Follow it.
when you come out with that decision,
follow
they'll respect you for it because you're brave enough to actually fight for what you want.
Yeah, I actually respect those people who actually fight for what they want.
Right.
Like I feel like you got into this situation knowing your current home situation and stuff like that. So the fact that you're fighting for it, even after the fact,
Right.
that's much respect to you. Yeah.
But if you just come out with something and then just back down, like
Yeah, not only are you hurting yourself, you're hurting the person that you are in love with.
Yeah.
lame.
Okay. Why can't some men accept women being in higher positions or better than them?
Because they have too much testosterone.
Too much ego.
Ego.
Man,
Pride.
yeah, ego,
Pretty
pride.
simple.
Yeah.
Ego, pride for sure. That's all I can say.
But
It's just-
I'm
it
guessing that was
stems
a
from-
woman who asked that question?
It stems from like
I
men having their
suppose.
own issues and they just can't. They're not happy with themselves or something going on.
Okay.
No, it's also societal. What society they grew up with.
How they
Friends,
feel about themselves,
family,
how they
feel about themselves. Yeah, for sure. All of that plays into a factor.
Okay. Next question. Why is it taboo for men to be faithful and women to cheat? Why not the same treatment or
Who else said
outrage?
that?
What? Well, yeah.
What?
Like,
Why is it so taboo for men to be faithful and women to cheat? Why not same treatment or outrage?
oh, like how nowadays
So-
people are like, oh, guys cheat, it's okay. And
Yeah, like boys will be
Who
boys.
said that?
No, there
Yeah,
in
yeah,
society
yeah.
there's always a saying
Right.
like boys will be boys.
boys,
or
yeah, like
men are
all
dogs.
men cheat.
You know, like
yeah,
these
like,
kind of
it's
like
that, those
phrases.
stereotypes are there.
And they're like-
who came up with that?
So why is it right?
I don't know.
It's not right.
Okay.
It's
No,
not
no,
right.
we're not saying what's right or wrong,
Right.
but who came up with those boys will be boys?
I don't know.
Society.
Well,
Clearly,
yeah,
I think
society.
it's clearly I think it's women who's doing that. They're sacrificing themselves.
Could be, but like,
It could be some bitter girls.
No, because
Hold
that
up.
got cheated on, and then they wanted to
the
remain with their
the
man,
question
so they said.
isn't where it rooted from though. The question is
No.
like we should forget where it came from, but it's
Yeah,
like why is it if a girl cheats, she's like, oh my god, she's cheated, but when a guy, most of the time, people are like, that's what he's gonna do anyways.
Yeah, like if
Guy.
a man cheats and he, come on, like you guys are gonna be like, oh, he's just gonna do it, or
yeah.
like, oh, bro, that's not right. Like this is how
What you-
conversations will go, like, oh, bro, come on, what you doing? That's not right, you know, or like you guys will be like, oh man, you got another girl on the
Yeah.
side, you know, like they'll like hype him up. There's different ways, but then when women do it, oh, she's
she's a this, she's a
She's a
that.
this.
why
How
What
dare
perspective?
she?
Why are we acknowledging trash behavior though? Why are we?
yeah, no,
But what perspective are you saying it
Yeah.
from? Like you're saying it in the perspective like it's me and my homies, as opposed to me talking about a girl that cheated.
no, okay, so
Like,
like
if it's like me and my friend, and my
Yeah,
friend
yeah.
comes out and says, "I cheated," right?
On my
but
man?
even if you
on
flip
my
it.
on my
No, no.
On my
girl,
girl.
on
No,
my
no,
girl,
but if you
with
flip
another
it,
girl.
if you say your homie is the girl
Mhm.
and her boyfriend cheated, you're gonna be like, oh man.
No,
that
why?
kid-" Like some people do that, like,
Yeah.
oh man,
Well,
he's
some
effed
people are
up.
stupid.
I know,
I mean,
but this is what's like, it's like
All
the double
people are
point is-
hypocrites.
Damn, that's a strong statement.
All people are selfish.
This?
Thanks.
He's hurt bae right now.
Nah,
Who
I'm
hurt
Selfish?
you?
I believe everybody
I
has
mean, well, we answering, but why you have to be hurt?
He's keeping it real.
I'm keeping
Yeah.
it real.
He's keeping it inside.
That's how he thinks.
Y'all want to act dumb and act like.
Yeah, I look at
This is
the.
not a dumb question.
No, I'm saying people want to act dumb and flip sides. Like, oh, it's okay to do something, label that.
I can just sum it up in
Call
this
it
way.
out.
People cheat when they're not happy. They don't communicate that to somebody. They don't communicate, this is my problem. If you're not going to do this, I'm going to go cheat because I'm going to go look for it from somebody else. Mm-hmm. Women may be better at communicating it to the man. Sometimes the man just doesn't want to listen, so the women will go cheat. Or usually the man doesn't know how to tell the woman. That's why in societies happen a little more. They think. But I think, honestly, my opinion, I think men and women cheat the same amount. I don't think.
First of all, I think cheating is a no.
Yeah, cheating is not okay.
Alright, so why do
But
women accept? Why do they take the men back after they know they cheated?
So men take women back.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
That's so wrong.
Yeah,
I know people who have. Yeah.
who've done that.
No, but it is. So I heard something like the feeling of getting cheated on is that. What movie was that?
It's like a betrayal feeling.
Yeah,
like,
it's very hurtful because you start thinking like, so did you touch this person the way you touched me?
No, you just ruined the movie.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
No. There was a.
We're not gonna think of it now.
There was a movie we just watched the other day. It was like.
Which movie did you pick?
Lean on Me?
Not Lean on Me.
Who's in it?
Which movie yet?
Something about.
Tyler Perry's new movie with Omari Hardwick. What's his name? Nobody's Fool.
Was that it? Where
he was so mad watching the movie.
No, hold on. Was it the one where
she cheated on him?
No,
she didn't cheat on him.
The mom, like the mom, she was in a relationship and she got like her husband cheated on her, but then she came like people asked her, why did you take your husband back? And then she said all the little things about my husband that made me happy was bigger than the feeling of getting cheated on. The pain that
people. I've taken people back after cheating.
So they're weighing out what makes them happier.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
the truth. The reason why people take people back, Salman, is because they have hope that they'll change.
No, not even. It's just they make.
But they do. That
they
hope.
definitely have hope.
They have hope that the person's gonna change.
That hope doesn't last.
Sometimes they do change because they see that it's worth.
No, sometimes girls accept it.
And they
don't hope. Yeah, they don't.
Yeah, they do. But that's just because they just want the person. There's
that
an
person
issue.
makes them happy.
There's a void that they're trying, and that person completes that void, and they're okay with it.
Right.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I think cheating, like she said, it stems from being unhappy with yourself.
They don't love themselves.
They don't love themselves. So a lot of people sometimes, they have that hope, like maybe
that they'll start to change.
It could be false, but some people
do change. It might be rare.
We shouldn't be pushing that.
What? If you change, if you think it's worth it, change.
Yeah, I got cheated on.
Hey, if you on you, just move along. Let's go to the next guy.
There's
more guys.
Yeah.
Sheep was available.
Okay. This question is, how can we talk to our brothers about how it is to also share their responsibility to do chores?
Oh, I don't know if
this just ask them or
make them. I
mean, it depends. Is it a younger sibling or older sibling?
Make them.
Or just say, hey, I'm doing this, you do that. I think it's communication.
It's just saying like, hey, I did this. Can you do that? Can we make this equal? Like, I just feel like I always get a little more of the load of. So can you take some of the load off and just be nice? And it's how you approach it.
This is also where the parenting comes.
Yeah.
But it's how you approach it. Like if you come in like, hey, just do what I told you to do. The person's gonna be like, I ain't doing it. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, I've been doing a lot. Communicating.
I think that's also another thing. Like in that situation, like if I'm doing 80% of the chores and then I'm gonna tell you to do 20%, then I'm just gonna tell you because I'm doing 80%. Like
if you're taking more of the load, that's what I'm saying.
I think the person that's asking the question is not able to do that.
I feel like this question is coming from a situation where the person doesn't have a good relationship with their sibling to actually go, hey.
Maybe like we don't know.
So I feel like if you're asking this question, you actually have to go talk to your sibling and hash that out.
Yep, that's communication. Which
that's
communication is the number one thing.
I don't think they don't have.
Well, we don't know.
I don't know the situation.
Some other factors
involved.
There's something
like what if their parent, like they say, go do this, but then their parents get involved and be like, no, he's a boy, he doesn't have to do it.
Yeah, that's true.
I see that in movies. I don't see that in real life. Like
happens.
I'm just saying.
Oh, it happens.
It happens all the time.
In our culture, I don't know about all cultures.
Yeah.
most of the time, not true. There's some cultures now, like parents in our culture that modernize and are really cool. They don't differentiate like that guy.
So I always go back to the parents.
Yeah, it's how you.
So
were
it comes
raised.
down to the discipline and
the support. Sometimes women feel like they're not getting as much support as the guys usually do. Or like the girl.
Yeah.
Who sucks.
Okay. Next question. How can we work together towards alleviating oppressive gender roles?
Okay. See, I know, but I think it is starting to like diminish because the more men that I talk to, or relationships that I do see in our generation, men are taking, like, they're doing equal amount of work. They want to do the 50-50. They're like, you can work too, I can work too. That doesn't matter. I mean, and I'll cook one day or I'll clean the dishes if you cook. Like, men are more open to working and being 50-50. That's at least what I'm kind of seeing as my friends get married and they're, like, I see the men are definitely not the type.
But don't you think it's still apparent that there are still
like some rules like that, or like men are supposed to do this and women can only do this? Yeah, there is. But I think, naturally God has made us in a way that women can only do certain things only. Yeah. Like women are only able to do certain things. That's just how God created us. I mean, men are only able to do certain things. But there's a limit of them. Like I don't think it's, oh, you can go out and I can't. No, I think it's like men are, like he said earlier, like stronger in the sense like they're built more physically stronger. So maybe they can work a little harder than we can. Like they in certain things. But I don't think
that's not what I meant. But like actual work. Yeah, but I'm saying
like I just feel like men can do a little more than we can do.
Okay, yeah, biologically we are built differently. Like, but I think a woman can still work 12-hour shifts. Oh, you know,
they single moms that do that.
Moms.
Yeah.
So I don't think
it's a drive that's within you. Yeah. But I just think the way we were made. Like, I do think men, like, I can do something versus a guy can do it. Obviously, I can still do it, but the guy's going to do better than me in the sense of, like, if it's physical.
No, that's
if
what
it's physical.
No, because that's what we're taught. If we train ourselves from
like, if you train yourself to be, like, a fighter or something, you can
go back to the actual question, how do we work together and actually solve this?
Yeah, how to solve
just talk to each other and say your wants.
That's what I said.
Yeah, but, like, you know, men been dominating since day one, I think. But for the woman to actually get closer and be more equal or whatever is
communication.
Just being more educated from that part.
Yeah.
What do you mean men have been more dominating since day one?
Dominating meaning they've always been oppressing
the woman. It's been preached that it's been preached that men are supposed to do that.
You guys are really slacking in that. But
like women now it's changing.
You're saying women are slacking in the sense of not being oppressive to men?
Yeah, that's what he's saying. He said, like, we don't say that. Like, hey, you can't.
How it all works.
But I've heard men say that nowadays. They're like, why are women doing this to us and that? Like, now they're pointing fingers at us.
What
like,
are they doing?
Like, with the whole Me Too movement and all that.
I mean, those guys, they're just hiding. That's fine.
I mean,
they
deserve that.
That's very necessary.
Yeah, it is. But I hear some men saying they're fearful of that now, and that's how women are coming back at them. Like, even if they would like to say something, they're afraid that woman's just gonna be like, she's gonna put the Me Too movement on me.
If it works, it works.
So that's how.
So someone has to make a move and speak out about
it. Fear is the only way people change, like you said. So people have to.
So you're saying to instill fear in the oppressive.
That's how people.
That's how you
manipulate
to get the fear out of your head. And I think it starts from.
But it doesn't work like that. It's not healthy. You can't just put one finger and go. Yeah, it's not healthy like that. Like, there has to be communication between. Basically, I think it's not something as a society we can change. It's something slowly can change, but it has to start within your house first in order for it to change everywhere else. So change within your house.
So how does that change come in the house?
Because then slowly the message spreads. Like,
so the person has to fight for it. Let's say if I'm in the oppressive role, right? Mm-hmm. Or I'm oppressed. Okay. I'm gonna fight the oppressor.
Right.
And so I'm gonna break these cycles, and I'm gonna do it without fear.
How are you gonna break
I'm gonna, let's say, if I'm not allowed to go out at 5 o'clock in the evening, this is just hypothetical. Let's say 5 p.m. I'm not allowed to get out. Then I'm going to get out at 5 p.m. And then I'm going to deal with the consequences when I come home at 7, 8 p.m. You get what I'm saying?
The only problem is there's
I don't think that's going to work.
No, it does work. It does work for certain places.
You're just going out, just rebelling, which is...
No. So you're going to do it, and then when you come back, you're going to deal with the consequences. Right. That's what I'm saying. You have to deal, like, you have to communicate.
What if those consequences are either physical and abusive?
Yeah, what if it's
sometimes it gets like that. It can get like that.
That's why I don't want to go...
Then you leave. You have to make that choice.
Yeah.
If you want freedom.
Young to leave, you don't have no.
Everyone,
You'll find your way. You'll find somebody who'll support you.
I don't think the answer is just to leave and get out.
No, it's not. That's not the answer.
That's the worst answer. Like that's the worst conclusion.
So I should go back to just educating.
Yeah, I mean it starts like I said. It starts in your house, like I said.
But a female can be so educated and still be in the oppressive nature. How does it alleviate?
Education, I mean, just go get a degree or get a job.
How you don't want to say what?
Nothing.
No, say it. Let's keep it real.
We're gonna keep it real, alright? It's hard to get rid of these or work towards diminishing the double standards because it comes from hate. Honestly, at the end of the day, self-hate and just competitiveness, jealousy, everything like all of that nasty stuff. You're gonna start getting thrown at if you're a girl, if you're a guy.
So do you think it's the reason that like men are somewhat jealous that they can't do what we can do?
No, it's not even that.
I don't think that. I think it's fear.
That
includes the fear too. Yeah, so and it's gonna be hard to diminish it in a grand scale. But I mean, you can always, like you said, work towards a smaller change in the house. But that's just communication and.
I think it begins in your house, in the community, and then you just stem it from there.
Like you have to make change.
Like if I have my brothers, I'm going to teach them not to be
like
oppressive, towards other women.
Yeah, and then that carries on. That's what he'll teach his children.
Yeah, and then if I'm in that position, then I will fight for it. I will stand up for it.
That's the only way we can make change.
And then whenever we see someone being in that oppressive role, we have to stand up and fight for it.
Even if it doesn't affect us.
Even if it doesn't affect us directly. Because ultimately it does.
Yeah. It comes back to like our children, if you have children in this society.
So then when do we draw the line for what we're fighting for and what's right?
It never stops.
When you feel like it's right.
It never stops.
I feel like if you're passionate about something...
If you know it, if you believe it's right in your... you will stop fighting for it.
Right, if you believe it's right, that's your perspective on it. But what if other people's perspective is not... They
like
consider you,
you listen, but you don't let it.
So you listen to them.
Yeah. You fight. That's what I'm saying.
You respect their decision.
You're still fighting for them as well. At the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the end of the day, they just don't see it.
There is no drawing a line for something like that.
I think what you're trying to say is trying to get the message to them because you're helping them is show that message like, yo, I'm trying to help you.
Yeah. What's the next
we're trying to work together. Right. We're not trying to divide nothing.
Should we do another one?
And that will be your main one after that. Because there will always be the other side to every thing.
It's always
kind of the same thing, though. It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
The same question.
It's similar. What are things men can do to help tear down systematic sexism?
So this is for you guys. This is men.
What are things men to help tear down systematic sexism?
Like girls and guys can do.
Honestly, as an individual,
what are you gonna do to make sure? You can
just do for yourself more mainly and your surroundings, but. As an everyday individual, most men can't do it. If we see something, I believe, you should stand up for that. Like if you see one of your close friends being abusive or being
not treating his girl right,
whatever the situation is, it could be his sister, it could be his mother, it could be his brother, it could be whatever it is.
Yeah.
But like you said, the grand scheme, we're not be able to. It's just whatever is in front of us that we can control.
Yeah. I don't know. If you keep believing that on the grand scheme of things you're not going to be changing it, then you're not going to be changing it.
Yeah, you're not.
You get what I'm saying?
But that is, I'm not saying that meaning, we shouldn't try at all.
Yeah.
I'm saying that we want to change the world. Everybody as a kid want to change the world, make the world a better place for us and our future.
Some people just don't know how to go about it.
But then we realize, hey, we don't really have that much power or that much control.
So then that makes you feel like you can't do anything.
Yeah, that it does lead you to the despair and you're like, we're not useful.
Yeah.
That's what we're all trying to be, is useful. But I'm saying if it's right in front of you or surround your area that you can make a change or make help, I think you should do it.
Yeah.
But then you can't just say this to some other, if I say this to Sipu or anybody, if it's not inside them, if it's not from parenting, it's not from them siblings,
you basically can't change anybody. It has to come within.
I don't think we can do it then.
So that's your answer.
I don't know.
What's your answer?
I don't know.
How are you going to help as a man to change the systematic?
It's like what he's saying. It's hard to control it on a grand scale of things, but whatever's in front of you, especially like in terms of raising a family, if you're gonna have a family.
So my individual question is to you, like, how will you do it? Like, what's your plans on how to raise? Like, is it how you raise your next generation of children, or your friends? Are you gonna help your friends and explain to them?
No, treat women the way they want to be treated. There's a rhodium rule.
Not that they want to be treated the way they should.
They should be treated.
I was just gonna say that it's called there's like the gold standard, and then there's the platinum, and then there's the rhodium now.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like the gold saying was like
it turned out.
States that so it scratches out all the gold, platinum, double platinum, and just says that the way you should live your life is just in a way where you're growing and inspiring others from what you're doing. So that would be my answer to your question.
Yeah, that's a good one.
To live the rhodium rule?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was our discussion for today. We hope you guys enjoyed. We'll be back with more, so feel free to comment below with some more questions for future discussions. Ask us anything. It doesn't have to be about men and women. It could be about anything. It could be something silly. Why is the sky blue? It doesn't matter.
I'd love to see how we answer that.
So
you can ask me personally or Salman.
You can hit up his DMs because he heard Bay right now.
I bet you disclaimer, everything that we did say is our personal opinions.
Yes.
We are nobody to tell you this is right or wrong. This is how we feel, and we're just sharing how we feel. That's it. So don't take it personal. Don't say they said this and that. This is a disclaimer. That's not true.
And
if you guys like this, definitely leave feedback because we'll change. This is a trial for us, or we can actually get like a table. We can do all these fun stuff for you and actually make it a legit thing. But we definitely need you guys to speak about it.
So leave all your questions, and we will get
See you later. Signing out. Bye.